Today, September 9th, is the feast of St. Peter Claver. He is the patron of racial justice and the patron, certainly, against racism. He was a Spanish Jesuit and came to the New World at the height of the slave trade, spent the rest of his life in Colombia, in the port of Cartagena, which was on the coast. And it was there that he saw with absolute horror the slave ships coming in from Africa, bringing these people across the ocean, and he would enter into the holds of these slave ships. So the heat, the sickness, the misery had to just be overwhelming. And here are these frightened folks, half starved to death. Many of them died en route across the treacherous ocean. But he wanted to go in, and he wanted to be the face of Christ to them, and so he was. So in the cruelty, the oppression, the absolute evil of the slave trade, here was this European man who was there not to treat them as property, not to betray their interests, but was there for them. So he brought medicine for the sick. He brought food for everyone. He preached the love of Christ because he realized that they needed to know that what was happening to them was not emblematic of Christianity, but indeed was its antithesis. So he baptized tens of thousands of slaves and became the father to the slaves. He couldn't stop the slave trade, even though he denounced it and tried to stop it. But at least he was able, in some cases, to garner better treatment for the slaves. So we invoke him today as the patron of racial justice. And we know in our country, our world, we're often riven and divided by racism. So racism is the sin of looking down, mistreating, or diminishing someone else because of their ethnicity, their race, their color, any part of our humanity that makes one different from the other. So the church, the Catholic Church, is the universal church because we see in every human being, in the specificity of their ethnicity, their race, their country of origin, we see in every human being the image and likeness of God. So in the heart of a Christian, there's no room for racist thought, racist action, or hatred. And we pray for continued healing, continued justice for all people as we strive to live the high ideals of the gospel, even as we still deal with the long shadows of colonialism, slavery, and racial oppression. We ask the Lord to free us from that as we strive for a world of charity, of justice, and of peace.